In this video, you're gonna learn how to start an e-commerce business and take it from zero to over $10,000 like that. What's up world? It's Adrian Brambila and you're watching one video in a series of 30 on how to start an online business. This video, I just wanna give a fair warning, is gonna seem like one of those too good to be true, get rich quick type of things. And it's not that it isn't, it's just the fact that it's based off a trend. That's maybe the nerdier way of saying it. Some people say a fad, something that is hot instantly and takes up everything. And typically on a consumer end, we're used to like seeing the hot thing and we get it. Some examples, fidget spinners, Crocs, boots with the fur. Basically products that all of a sudden seem to be everywhere and everyone wants them all at once. But good luck trying to sell a fidget spinner today or any trending product, because as soon as the trend and the hype dies down, it's gone. There's a way to actually capitalize on trending data, and we've already talked about this business model called dropshipping. I'm gonna take it a step further, and dropshipping, it's almost like this, except it's pretty much buying products in bulk. At first, my e-commerce business, when I was trying it and testing dropshipping, I was exceptional at capitalizing on trends. In this video, I'm going to teach you exactly how to do it, what tool to use, and the entire process of trying to negotiate and capitalize on a product, get it in time, sell it, and then make a profit. And all this happens in a blink. One of the very first trends that I actually documented was selling pink beanies. You may think pink beanies, that doesn't seem like a trend. Why would pink beanies trend? It was because of the Women's March that happened a couple years ago. And as a symbol for the march, they all wanted to buy these pink beanies that had ears on them. Well, I happened to be watching news. I actually don't watch news, but I was at my grandpa-in-law's house and they had the news on, and I just happened to see this march, and as soon as I saw it, because I always have my marketing and business entrepreneur lens on, I thought, wow, if I could actually supply this, there's a way that I could capitalize on this massive consumer trend. Before I show you this live footage, I want to admit and say that marketing on politics is a very touchy subject. It's very hypersensitive. And marketing on politics is something that I no longer do. And this video is definitely in my scrappier days. This video is years old. I've since moved on from marketing on politics because I think there's too much drama involved. But I will say, every election, it's gonna happen. This is gonna be a niche that's gonna be here to stay if you wanna capitalize using trending data. And this is just to show you what it's like when you can capitalize on a trend.
11:39 a.m. and I have made over $1,000 today selling pink beanies with cat ears on them. I cannot believe this. Despite all this is actually a really unproductive day because I keep wanting to just stare at real-time analytics and just watch people go to the checkout. Oh, that's so nerdy. Gosh. Total sales since I launched everything is $2,688.02, and it hasn't even been 48 hours yet. This is so cool. So right now you can see someone's on the cart page, someone's at the checkout page, everyone else is viewing products. There's 15 people on the site. It's been like this all day. What? No way. What's up? It's day 4 and I didn't record at all yesterday, just in the morning, and I said this. So it's Wednesday, day 3. I've only had one sale today, so the trend may be over. I really thought the trend was over. I only had one sale, $9.99, and then all of a sudden 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., boom, $700 in sales. This is all happening from one ad on Google and one ad on Facebook. Something really interesting is the ad I had on Google, which was slowly increasing the cost per click, all of a sudden dropped to 7 cents a click. It used to be at 35 and rising. So this is really, really good news. Yesterday when I sold $700, I only spent like $5. So today it's Thursday, it's 9:21 a.m. and there's $185.88 in sales. Man, I think this thing still has legs. Unbelievable. Holy moly. It's 10:02, which is my bedtime. I was literally in bed. My phone was going off like crazy. I broke $1,000 today. And there's 27 people shopping in the process right now. I was literally in bed about to fall asleep. Yes, don't judge. I go to bed before 10 p.m. every day. Dude, look at all these page views. They're coming like crazy.
Isn't that wild? From literally a day, 24 hours later, to make thousands of dollars, selling a seemingly ordinary product, but because of some movement, some mass media outbreak of PR, then that ordinary product becomes viral and trending. And so it's a combination of finding the data in the first place. Of course, if you're out of touch with the trends of today's world, you're never going to be able to make it in this type of business model. But if you are, knowing the next steps is what separates, I guess, oh, that was a great idea I should have done, to, hey, that was a cool trend and I walked away with a cool 18 grand, like I did with the pink beanies. One of the next trends that I capitalized on, which I'll show you the example from full turnkey now, of first figuring out the trend to then sourcing the product and then actually getting the product and delivering it to customers, is when the Eagles made it to the Super Bowl. They were the underdog, and they had their product that symbolizes their movement was a German Shepherd dog mask. Again, before this trend, a seemingly ordinary product that had then turned into a movement and trend. And that's basically the theme of what this business model is. So when I documented this, it was cool because I don't watch football. I feel like I live in a bubble, don't watch TV, haven't for years. And one of my friends messaged me and said, dude, I think this is a trending product. You should check it out. All it took was that text. I plugged in my numbers and the rest is history.
It's Adrian. The Eagles just won and are heading to the Super Bowl, and a massive consumer trend is happening.
Oh my goodness. I launched an ad literally 5 minutes ago. Check this out. 53 people on my site right now, and I'm gonna hit refresh because just within the last 5 minutes, it's 8 orders.
Right now, my campaign is set on broad match for keywords that you could probably guess, like the underdog mask, Eagles dog mask, German Shepherd mask.
I'm pumped to see where this is gonna go. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to sleep tonight.
Oh my gosh. Check this out. Today, sales. They're literally every few minutes. It's been going crazy since launch yesterday at like 8-ish p.m. My thumb is hurting. This is insane.
The Eagles are now my favorite football team. Dude, this is nuts. Since launch, 3,100 and something dollars, and it's still cracking like crazy. 10 people on the site right now, just got another sale. 2 hours ago, I just ordered 150 units, and I think we're gonna pass that in the next hour. It's only 10:39 a.m. So I'm gonna have to go back to that manufacturer and buy more, because the thing about this product is people wanna get it in time for the Super Bowl. If they don't, there's gonna be massive refunds. Checking in, today's sales are at $2,570. Yesterday, that was at $1,530, which puts
the total campaign since I launched around 10 p.m. last night at $4,113, and my spend is even crazier. This is my total spend right now. It is $642. Yes, I am using only Google Ads to do this. But what I'm actually really impressed with is the overall stats, not just the sales numbers. For such a quick campaign, literally this is 24 hours that went by, because I launched the campaign yesterday, but it was at like 10 p.m. It is 9:47 p.m. So basically exactly 24 hours to hit this sales data. But check out some of these stats right here that are really, really awesome. So we're looking at a conversion rate of 8.23%. Sales so far are at $7,700-ish. This is exciting. I mean, today is, but this excitement is gonna die down here as we draw closer to the Super Bowl for a couple of reasons. The main one is because this isn't drop shipping. I bought hundreds of units of the dog mask. And what if they don't make it here? I'm basically screwed. So
3 days later.
thank you. So relieved. Yeah, I was worried that these weren't going to arrive on time.
Oh, yeah. Here, I'll have
Now, the most nerve-wracking part of this all is I gotta open them and I gotta see if they're legit, because I had to act really fast on this trend, and I didn't know. I've never worked with this manufacturer before. It's a gamble. It's a risk right now. I didn't know if these product quality was going to be good. I mean, this is the thing when you market on a time-sensitive trend, is like you have to act so fast, and if it's a new product, there's a little bit of gambling. It's definitely a risk. So let's go ahead and open this right now. I have some good news. We just sold out 450 units. What's up? It's 8 p.m. on a Saturday, and basically I have all these boxes. Look at, I'm standing right now. That's how many boxes I have to fulfill. And I have a couple buddies coming over. I incentivize them with some pizza and some cerveza. And the thing about doing self-fulfillment, yeah, it's kind of annoying, but it's a good problem to have. My total sales for the campaign ended up being $11,523 after a few returns, but every single customer for the most part got the mask in time for the Super Bowl. My profit was just about 56%, so just a little over $6,000.
Fascinating, isn't it? So there's just two examples. I have dozens more, but when I did the others and most of my work that I share online, I'm just doing it. I'm not doing it for the sense of teaching or sharing it, but those just happen to be two really good ones that I captured on film. And I love doing that because sometimes when you share anything online that's like, I went from 0 to 10K in a couple days, I mean, that sounds fake. I'm always skeptical when people say it, but because I have this video footage, it kind of proves the doubters that this is actually something. I'm not super smart and I could do it, and anyone can do it, but there's key elements here. There has to be a trend. Luckily, there's trending stuff all the time. Politics now at an all-time crazy high with media. And so literally, I feel like political trends are happening literally every single week. Outside politics though, there's always trending stuff. Typically trends happen either from an event, mainstream media, or social media. TikTok, for example, I feel like it's like a trending social media platform. So you want to create products off trends, TikTok might be a great place for you. So that's pretty much step one. Find the trend. Now, step two is thinking what type of product goes with the trend. And if it's not a direct product like the pink beanies or German Shepherd, that doesn't mean it's game over. That just means you have to be creative. And typically the way to do that is to create like a shirt with the catchphrase or saying that summarizes whatever this trending event is. So there's always a way. People love to spend money on stupid things that they make them happy or are just silly, or to remember a time, and that's where a shirt, it's always the best fallback option to capitalize on a trend. The third option is what I'm going to show you next. So let's say you have figured out the trend and now it's time to create or source this already existing product. And I'm just going to walk you through what I did to source my German Shepherd dog mask and the entire process of how I found the manufacturer, my negotiated price for the bulk purchase, the delivery of shipping, my total costs, and then we'll do a kind of a cost analysis of what everything was at the end of the video.
Allow me to introduce an amazing website called Alibaba.com. This is a website where manufacturers list pretty much any product you have ever seen in your life, sourced from all over the world. A lot of people think that Alibaba is exclusively manufacturers who make stuff from China, but that is very inaccurate. And it's amazing what you can get here. The catch is you're going to have to be purchasing in bulk. So I'm just going to see something that's on the homepage here, like this. Let's say, is this a light? And I'll just give you an example. So this is a ring light, and I have never been or seen this product before. I'm seeing it for the first time. And so I'm going to guess that this adjustable ring light that's foldable and compact, which is actually super cool, probably would sell in a Target or a store, a retail store like Best Buy for probably $70, $80, $90, maybe $50 at the cheapest. And so if you take a look here, the manufacturer is basically saying you can get between $15 and $17 a piece for a minimum order of 100 pieces. So essentially, this is the same product that would appear at a Best Buy, at a Target, at a big box retail store that you trust. The only difference is instead of buying it from them, you can buy it straight from the manufacturer and purchase it in bulk. You can get lost on here, spend hours on here searching products to purchase, but obviously 100 at $15 is quite a sizable investment. So I would say you only want to make this purchase if you are marketing at a trend and you can kind of forecast your revenue. You don't want to get stuck with a bunch, right, that you can't sell. Let's say that you already can negotiate maybe selling this in bulk, and then that can kind of take the clear. There's a lot of different ways to kind of make this less risky, but this, I always say to people who are drop shipping, eventually you want to get to the point where you're private labeling, and this is where you can do with Alibaba. So one amazing thing is you can actually reach out to this company, and let's say right here below the power button, or even on the rod here, you would actually request that on top of buying the product, you would actually private label your brand name. So I could make this an Adrian, or actually these have ears on them, so I'm going to say maybe I would create my own product, and it would be the Panda Store. And so like I would put my logo and brand right here, or I would put Adrian Brambila right here, and then that's basically what private labeling is. So you reach out to the manufacturer and you ask them if that's capable. Typically the answer is yes, everything has a price. And now the only difference is that your cost per unit may not be as low as 15. They might say, hey, if you order 100, it's going to cost an extra $1 per unit to place that on. Overall, it's still so much cheaper to buy in bulk. This is the cheapest way to source amazing products. And typically you can always reach out to them and get a sample as well. So all fascinating. If you've never heard of this website, it is absolutely amazing. I've used it many times. And now I'm going to walk through the exact numbers, my messages of how I came into ordering the dog masks. So right here is where you can basically see the 3 orders that I made of the dog mask. Now, when I first launched my campaign, I was kind of trying to forecast my sales, and I just took an educated guess, and I said, I need to order 150. But then I realized that I sold 150 right away, so then I ordered another 100. And then lastly, I ordered 200 units. And all of these were basically very calculated risk. Before I even ordered, I talked to the manufacturer, and I basically asked them for a FaceTime phone call so I could see their manufacturer to make sure it was legit, to make sure it was ethical, it wasn't like in a sweatshop.
I don't know about you, but those always ideas run through my mind. I'm not always just about profit ever. I always want to make sure I'm creative, but always at using I have a moral standard, right? And you should as well. So I had a FaceTime. They sent me photos of the product. They're just their product photos. And then that gave me the reassurance that I could use them. And then my biggest concern, because it was a trend, was the shipping. I wanted to make sure that my customers can get it in time. And so this is actually a review I left for them. This is a very old order, and they actually don't have this product photo anymore, so it tells me that they probably don't have it listed anymore. But this is my exact order, my order page that you can see pretty much everything. I'm ordering it express, and literally it took less than 2 weeks to receive my package. What's crazy is my cost per unit was so low. Look at that, $4.98 per unit. And I tested my dog mask. I was selling as low as $27, as high as $50. I kept testing it. But that's pretty much how it works.
So there's really 4 steps into this entire process. 1, there has to be a trend. 2, you have to figure out the product that matches the trend. 3, before you go and actually try to sell this product, it's recommended you see if you can source or create this product that's going to meet this demand. And lastly, it's time to sell the product. How you sell the product, there's a variety of ways. Later on in this course, we'll start talking about how to drive traffic to whatever it is your side hustle is. And the 2 examples of the pink beanie and the dog mask, I ran Google ads, a very simple Google ad. When someone typed in pink beanie, my ad appeared. With the dog mask, when someone typed in dog mask, my ad appeared. Not rocket science. It's based off of behavior, and typically when people are making decisions on a trend, it's based off of behavior, and Google ads is typically one of the best places to do. And I often think, I don't care if you're not a marketer or advertiser, Google ads is one of the most logical type of ads. You can select the exact phrase or keyword that you want your ad to run, and you can say, I don't want to run on anything ambiguous. I don't want it to run on anything ambiguous. Just this phrase, pink beanie or dog mask, and that's it. And that's literally what my ad did run on, and made over $10,000 within a week. Now I know I talked about this trending business model in terms of dropshipping or e-commerce, but it doesn't really apply just to e-commerce. It can apply to pretty much any type of business. The point and goal of this video in my 30-day course was to make you think about something that's trending. Now, when the next trend happens and you find yourself in it, to think and take a step back and say, whoa, this is a trend that people are probably going to spend money on. How can I participate in it? Well, I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you want to get the complimentary resources that come with this free course, go to adrianbrambila.com/30days. Who here has watched every single video lesson? Comment below. And who here thinks that the next trend that comes along, they're going to be willing and ready to take advantage of it? Comment as well. We're nearing the final quarter of this course, in which we'll dive into some nerdy technical step-by-step tutorials on how to build websites and how to drive traffic using organic and paid ads. So look out for that. Otherwise, I would just want to say thank you for watching. This is Adrian Brambila. Peace.
When I started my very first side hustle, I was working at a call center making $27,000 a year. If I could pinpoint how I got from then to now, it would definitely be by the power of habit. It's one of the hardest things to create, but once you have it, you feel unstoppable. To help you build it, I've created the Side Hustle Journal, which is a daily journal that will help hold you accountable to working on your side hustle and creating an amazing business and life that you love. Go to adrianbrambila.com/journal to check it out today.